Now, let's solve a question from the IB Questionbank. A quadratic function f is given by f of x equal ax squared plus bx plus c, so this is a quadratic function. The points 0 and 5 and minus 4 with 5 lie on y of f of x. Part A of the question, we need to find the equation of the axis of symmetry of the graph y equals f of x. Let's start part A. The axis of symmetry is simply the line that cuts the curve in half. If you can see clearly that for the 0 and 5, the minus 4 and 5, there is a common point between them, which is the 5. Since the 5 is common, so the x-coordinate of the vertex would be the average of the x values. So now, the equation of the axis of symmetry would be x equal to the line that cuts the shape in half. Since the y value is common, then I'll be taking the average of the x values. So it would be 0 minus 4 over 2. So the equation of the axis of symmetry is x equal to minus 2. This is the equation of the axis of symmetry. For part B, we need to write down the value of c. Writing down the value of c is simple because it's simply the y-intercept when the x value is 0. So I'll be using the point 0 with 5. When x is equal to 0, the value of y is 5. So this is the y-intercept. So I can understand directly that c is equal to 5 because I already have the y-intercept, which is 0 with 5. So the value of c simply will be equal to 5. Now, the y-coordinate of the minimum of the graph is 3. So I have a minimum point in here, having the coordinates, y-coordinate to be 3. This is a minimum point. We need to find the value of A and the value of B. Let's start for part C. The first thing, that the y-coordinate of the vertex is 3. And the x-coordinate of the vertex, we find it in part A, is minus 2. So I know that I have the point minus 2 with 3. Also, we know another point which is minus 4 with 5. So we need to use these points in order to find the value of A and the value of B. Since there are two unknowns, I need to form two equations. So I use the first point to form my first equation and the second point to form my second equation. Let's form our first equation. This means when the value of x is equal to minus 2, the value of y is equal to 3. So 3 is equal to A times minus 2 squared plus B times minus 2 plus the value of C, which is 5. Let's just rearrange this equation. I'll be having 4a minus 2b to be equal, take the plus 5 to the left-hand side. This will be equal to minus 2. So this is my first equation. Our second equation, we need to use the second point, having the same process. When x is equal to minus 4, the value of y is 5. So I have 5 is equal to a times minus 4 squared plus b times minus 4 plus 5. So just rearrange. I'll have 16a minus 4b to be equal. Take the plus 5 to other side, it will be 0. So this is our second equation. Now we use our graphical display calculator to find the values of a and b. We start the graphical display calculator, we go to menu, we go to equation, and after that we go to simultaneous equations, which is F1. How many unknowns? We have 2 unknowns, which are the a and b. And let's clear all. What's the coefficient of a is 4. And the coefficient of b is minus 2. After that, the constant value is minus 2. And I go to the second equation, having the coefficient of a to be 16, the coefficient of b minus 4, and the constant value to be 0. And we just execute again, having x to be half. The x represents the a value, and the y to be 2. The y represents the b value. So now, simply a is equal to half, and b is equal to 2. And by this, we could find the values of a and b by forming 2 equations. First, given the given points, and then using the graphical display calculator to solve the 2 formed simultaneous equations.